Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. And in this episode of our series on cooking with plant-based meats, we are going to make an absolutely delicious sausage, onion, and pepper sub, or hoagie if you prefer. I mean, you might have another name for it where you live, but it's basically a sandwich made with plant-based sausage, onions, and peppers. And it is delicious. It will take you back to those times when you're at the carnival or the fair, and I'm pretty sure at least once in your life you had one of these, and pretty much I'm sure you liked it. I know I did. Now the reason I'm doing this plant-based series, number one, plant-based meats are getting delicious. They're making great pork, beef, chicken, even fish. I mean, it's really come a long way from when they first started making them. Number two, I'm doing this because it's good for the environment. It's good for all of us. It takes a heck of a lot less energy, fossil fuels, greenhouse gases, and global warming to make these plant-based meats compared to animal-based meats. Personally, I am substituting out animal-based meats wherever I can with these plant-based meats, and it's really working for me. And if you check out my website, stepbystepchef.com, you are going to find many recipes that use plant-based meats that are very familiar to you, and they're very delicious. Now you're also going to find animal-based meat dishes too, and totally vegetarian. It's all there. There's over 225 recipes, so it has to be there. That's my pitch. So come on, let's cook. So here are the ingredients for our Italian sausage with onions and peppers. First of all, we're going to use 1/3 to 1/2 of a cup of this Impossible sausage. And I like the spicy version. I don't like all their versions, but the spicy version I think is very good. You're probably going to have to try a couple of different plant-based sausages until you find the one that you like. I had to, and really I've had to do that with animal-based meats too, so that's not uncommon or unique to plant-based meats. We're also going to use 1/4 of this green bell pepper. We'll use 1/4 of that medium onion. This is a yellow onion. You can use sweet onion or white onion or even red onion if you like. I have 1 little hoagie roll or sub roll. You can also use a hot dog roll if you want. And we're going to give that a little bit of a toasting with a teaspoon of butter. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cook this in a tablespoon of canola oil. And you can use vegetable oil if you prefer. And then what we'll do is we'll salt it to taste, and if you want to add some mustard when we're all done, you're more than welcome to. Now some people also like a little bit of a tomato taste to this. So if you want to add a tablespoon, stir in a tablespoon of your favorite tomato paste, you can do that too. Personally, I don't really like it that way, so I'm not going to make it that way. So let me show you how to put this all together. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I did rinse this pepper off ahead of time. So we're just going to cut it in half. We're just going to use 1/4 of it. So then we'll cut it like this. Take our 1/4. And you can adjust these ingredients any way you want. I'm taking out the core and the seeds. You might want less pepper. You might want more. That's totally up to you. It certainly adds a flavor to this sandwich. And then I'm just going to cut it lengthwise. You can go as thin as you want. And then because it's a sandwich and I don't want pieces to fall out when I'm taking a chew, I'm just going to cut it into thirds. So that's that simple. That smells delicious. And then what we'll do is we'll do the same with the onion. Just going to cut it lengthwise. And I like strips for this sandwich. I don't like to dice it or mince it. And then we'll cut it this way. Okay. And then just cut the ends off. Kind of clean it up a little bit. You don't want any of that wrapper in it, any of the onion skin. Okay. And just set that aside. And then we'll just chop it like this. Just nice and thin, nice and easy. Don't have to be too artistic with this. This is fair food. It's supposed to be kind of gritty. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll turn it into thirds. And that's really the major prep work for this sandwich. I'm going to meet you over at the stove. Now here we are over at the old stove. I've had this pan preheating for a minute over medium heat, and what I want to do is just give our roll a quick grilling. And what I like to do this for is that grilling the inside of the roll helps to make it so that it doesn't turn completely soggy when I add the sausage and onion. So we're just going to take this, put it face down, and give it a grilling. And this will only take about a minute or two. You just want it to toast. And you can flip it if you want to grill the outside too, but I think that makes it greasy. So then you have a whole nother issue to deal with, which, I don't want to have to do that at the fair. So let's just get this browned up, take about a minute, and then we'll go and we'll make the sausage, peppers, and onions. And here we are, we have our second pan that has been preheating over medium heat. And I'm just going to add our vegetable oil. Oops. And then we'll add our onions and peppers and give them a nice, gnarly saute. We want them to start appearing translucent. I'm going to need my fan for this one, I think. And if it starts smoking too much, just turn the heat down a little bit. Apparently my stove's a little on the lively side today. Oh, that already smells good. I love the aroma of onions and peppers. How delicious. So when they start turning just a little bit clear, we will add the sausage into this mix. And I prepare the sausage according to the instructions on the container of the type that you get, according to the packaging. Not all the sausages prepare the same way. If you get sausages that are in a tube, then it will be very different than a sausage that's in a wrapper. So they're all a little bit different. But this is certainly the way I like it. So the sausage that I bought basically says to prepare it crumble style, which is what we're doing, with only about 2 to 3 minutes of cooking. So I really want these onions and peppers cooked down before I add the sausage. I want them very close to where I want them in terms of texture and taste and browning before I add the sausage. Because if I add the sausage right at the beginning, the sausage would be done, and then the onions and peppers wouldn't have that gnarly look that we're going after. So let's start to get these cooking, get the onions a little bit brown. That's already starting to happen. Just turn my stove up a little bit again. And this isn't one of those meals that I eat all the time, but it's certainly a treat. It gives me that kind of, hey, I just went to the carnival or the fair feel without actually going to the carnival or the fair. Now the other thing is that, and it might be true for you, it's certainly true for me, I feel better after I eat these plant-based meats than I do when I eat a real sausage, onion, and pepper sandwich. I just do. They tend to be on the lighter side. It's not as dense, and in most cases, they're not filled with as many preservatives as the real sausage version is. So again, it's a choice that we all have to make. I don't eat this all the time, but when I'm in the mood for kind of a fun lunch or dinner, this is one of the things that I will turn to. So you can see the onions are starting to brown up nicely. Again, I want them to look kind of gnarly before I add that the sausage. Because this is the way I like to get these at the fair. I like the onions to be nice and gnarly. And this has a great aroma. Wow, does that smell good. It already smells like I'm walking by the stand, the sausage sandwich stand at the fair. Oh yeah, that's a nice browning. So I'm just going to squeeze out the sausage that I want for my sandwich. There we go. And then I'm just going to brown this up with the onions and the peppers. And it's going to have that kind of taste. It's going to have that kind of carnival fair festival taste to it. But again, it's plant-based. It's getting, it's hard to believe that they're able to do this now to make these delicious meats, but they are. And I hope you'll check out stepbystepchef.com, because I'm going to add dozens of recipes for cooking with plant-based meats before I finish this series. And again, you're also going to find over 225 recipes that are animal-based, that are vegetarian. I even have a series that shows you how to cook while you're camping, how to cook delicious meals while you're camping in detail, because I love camping and I love cooking, and together they are pure bliss for me. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to brown this up and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. And 3 minutes later, look, all browned up. The sausage is browned up, the onions and peppers are browned up. That's going to have a delicious taste. Now, you can take a spoon, give it a little taste, decide if you want to add some salt to it. You could add some garlic salt to it. You could add some onion salt to it. I mean, you can really make this a very complicated sandwich, but I like it simple. Let's go put it together so I can eat. And here's our roll. We're just going to put this right in there. And then again, you can add salt if you want. You can put your mustard on it. How would you usually have one of these? Some people would probably put some hot sauce on it, but I'm using the hot sausage already, so I don't need to. And I did give the meat a little bit of a taste, and I did add a little bit of salt to it. Oh, that's going to be delicious. So there we go. So congratulations, look at what you just did. You just made this absolutely delicious Italian sausage, onion and pepper sandwich, sub, hoagie, you name it, depending on where you are in the country. But you will absolutely enjoy this. Now, if you want a printable version of this recipe, please go to my website, stepbystepchef.com. There you will find over 225 printable recipes for plant-based dishes, animal-based dishes, and vegan dishes. It's all there. Everything you need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But that's not all. What you're also going to find there are free video links for every single one of them. So you and I cook together, making delicious food. It's a win-win-win. I mean, we just can't lose on stepbystepchef.com. So I hope you will check out the site. So again, I'm Larry Richardson. I am your step-by-step chef, and I'll see you in the next episode. And I really can't wait to eat this sandwich. This is my lunch. I actually eat this food. You're gonna like this one.